we're going to be talking about. This was the biggest rug that I could find. We're not talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's salary, but instead we're going to be talking about geocaching. Turn your city or local area into a real-life scavenger hunting ground as you navigate your local areas to find secret hidden containers. Learn everything you need to know about geocaching, how to get started, how to do it yourself, and if you want to stick around to say about our experiences about our first time geocaching, we'd love to have you stick around, but let's get into it. Welcome to my channel where I talk on different challenges and adventures. I tell you my personal thoughts and experiences and hopefully encourage you to take on adventures yourself. Now, if that's something you want in your neck of the woods, consider liking and subscribing, but let's talk about geocaching. Money can be tight. You're going into a savings account. Especially during these times that we're facing right now, some people don't have a lot of available money, or sometimes we just have the notion that vacationing or adventuring is going to cost money. In order to save money and in order to try to challenge ourselves to try to find these free things, me and my girlfriend have started to try to find, well, free adventures, and that stumbled us upon our first one, geocaching. Neither of us tried geocaching before, so we came in with zero experience, started from nothing, and now we are scavenger hunters. Well, we're going to talk about the experience later, but let's just talk about the basics. What in the Geodude is geocaching anyways? Pretty much you have a GPS device, you have the coordinates, and you're trying to find these containers that can be hidden in your local parks, in city walkways, and pretty much anywhere that things can be hidden. When it first started being played in the year 2000, what a year, what a time, huh? You had the latitude and the longitude coordinates, just a bunch of numbers. You put that in a GPS device manually, and then when you got to that area, you're trying to find these secret hidden containers that usually have a logbook that you sign that you found them and you hide them back up. Now with technology being a little bit better than the year 2000, now you can use your phone or any other better GPS device. These caches are hidden by just normal people that are reviewed and vetted, and then now you go out into the world and try to find them. I bet you in almost every single local park, you could find one in your local city. They're usually just plastic containers, like lunch containers. The amount of them that are the really good clip-on side ones is very impressive. Like I said, a small lunch-like container, and they're hidden, and in it, you're gonna find a little bit of knickknacks and toys, like kids' toys. You can find little race cars, elastics, stickers, basically really miniature Lego person-sized toys. You're not gonna find anything extremely impressive. If you're the first person to ever find this, sometimes you'll find like a $5 Subway gift card, which is not really priceless. I'm sure it's priceless to someone. You're not gonna find something earth-shattering. Geocaching, man, that's funny. When you get to the area and you're trying to find the cache, it is a digital scavenger hunt. When you find one of these caches, what you're supposed to do is put in the logbook, which is just a piece of paper saying your name, the date, hey, I found it. Then in the container with the little knick-knack paddywhacks, if you take something, you'll put something back at an equal or greater value. These urban housewife treasure chests can be found in very diverse places. They can be in a park, they can be in the street, they could be underwater, they could be in a mountain, and you can find very extreme places to find them. But we're gonna be talking about the free version of geocaching. Usually those more extreme places, you need to pay for a premium app. The free ones, you're just gonna get the basic ones, just means the terrain and the location isn't very difficult. It can still be a challenge, it just means the difficulty and the terrain isn't as difficult, so you're not gonna need to do a lot of bushwhacking or take on a huge vacation just to find one of these containers. If you wanna play, there are multiple apps and websites that focus on geocaching, but the one that owns the monopoly is geocaching.com. That's the one we're going to talk about. There are pros and cons to other ones. This one has been around the longest and it's a lot more polished and a lot more user-friendly. So I'm going to recommend for that one if you're a beginner. You're more likely to find caches in your local area and it has the biggest community. And like I said, the most user-friendly to just start and get going. You can use their website, geocaching.com, but I recommend the app. All I have to do is just look at your app store and just look up geocaching, and it's the nice green one. It's probably going to be the first one. You can use the website, but definitely the way to go is to use the app on your phone. You all have phones, right? That's a BlizzCon reference. You get it, you get it. Once you have the app, it's pretty simple. You open it, you sign in by creating an account, and then the app is right there. Allow location to be on while you're using the app, and then you start looking for the caches. You'll probably find one right near your area. I found one 5-minute walk from my house, which was the first one I went to go look for. On the geocaching app specifically, they're going to be the green boxes that are the simple or the smaller geocaches. For the free option, you're only going to be getting the basic caches. You know, the ones that are getting pumpkin spice lattes and are wearing their Uggs. And there you go. Now you can get started. The awesome thing that I found is there could be a path that you've been walking 100 times or a park you've been to 100 times. Man, you've been to a lot of places 100 times. And there are these hidden small treasure chests just there and you would never know about it, but they've been there for who knows how many years. Who knows what else you have missed out there in the wilderness, hiding in the shadows. And you've been there so many times and you had no idea that they've been there. Tips and tricks for geocaching. Start with a bigger park or a well-known trail in your local area. You're definitely going to find a lot of geocaches. There's a good chance you'll find one really close, just like I found one 5 minutes away from my house at a local Starbucks drive-thru while I was getting a pumpkin spice latte while wearing my comfortable Uggs. When you're first starting, sometimes the description that they give about where the geocache is and what you should be looking for is not very clear. The purpose is to give you the coordinates and then you're supposed to look around in what looks like hiding spots and be able to find it. At the beginning, you're not going to be exactly sure what you're looking for, so don't be afraid to click the hint button. Sometimes even the hint button is not going to be extremely clear, but after you find your first and second one, it starts to get a little bit easier for the basic caches. You're going to start noticing a pattern about certain holes in trees that'd be good spots to be hiding caches. You're gonna notice leaves piled up in certain places. You're just gonna be looking for sticks piled up or rocks piled up, specifically looking like they're blocking the base of a tree. That's what you're looking for. If you use the hint, sometimes that's not even gonna be obvious. It'll tell you something like, the hint is in the description, or dead triplets, which is one of them that bugged me so much because I couldn't find a 3 group of anything. After looking for 15 minutes, I thought I had to commit murder to a triplet family and that would give me the next key to find where the cache is. That doesn't help. On the Geocache app itself, there's an activity page, which is mostly people congratulating themselves on how they found the cache and while you're still looking, but that will give a lot more helpful hints sometimes. Some people will take pictures, sometimes they'll bring up things such as a decoy cache we had no idea about until we looked. Or if there are actually some problems, you'll probably find it there. When you find something, you'll have the option on the app to log it there as well, saying that if you found it or you did not find it. If you did not find it, please write something. That is going to help. There was one that we did not find because the cache got moved by accident and that resolution was able to be fixed. This whole thing is run by volunteers and the community itself. They don't have people going around doing inspections of every single cache. If you don't say it, nothing's really gonna happen. Something you wanna bring is your own pen, something that you can sign the logbook itself. It's part of the experience, and not every single one of them will have a pen. Sometimes they'll have a pencil, which is not sharpened, and then you're gonna have to either bring a sharpener, because there's no way there's gonna be a sharpener in there. Has anyone struggled with this, where you're sharpening the pencil, and then you get it too sharp, and then it breaks, and then the lead falls off, and then you need to sharpen it again, and then you sharpen it too much, and then at one point you get a pencil from here to here and you can't use it anymore and you've just wasted 15 minutes? That struggle is real. Please tell me if you experienced that as well. I can't be the only one. Bring a knickknack yourself, something the size of a Lego figure or a dice or something that you can leave. We didn't do that at first and we definitely felt like we missed something out of the experience. Something about leaving something that's yours, almost like a miniature time capsule, and then taking something that's there and moving that around to the next one. It almost feels weird to find one of these things and then you just put it back and you don't leave with anything else. Definitely recommend bringing something. It adds more to the experience. And lastly, this is run and governed by the community. If you find something, comment, write something, put in the activity, show your appreciation. There's so many people doing this and helping running this. So if you can just show your appreciation, that does go a long way. Watch. Hey, you. Yeah, you're looking good. Like, good job. Now you have everything you really need to go out and explore and find these caches yourself. You know, technically there is one on the moon and there's one on Mars, but you won't find it on the website. So is that why we did the moon landing? Now, if you've been doing this more often, or you have any tips and tricks for anyone, please leave them in the comments below and help as many people as we can. Now, if you just want to hear me ramble about me and my girlfriend's first time experience on geocaching, and I'm gonna give my honest opinion, such as the pros and cons and what I really think about it, I'd really appreciate you stick around and hear about that. So let's just get into it right away. Let me talk about my pros and cons about geocaching. Start with the cons. Me and my girlfriend have a short attention span. We like to be really active. We like having something to be doing at all times. Give it about 5 minutes if we're not able to find it. We start to get very bored. Not uninterested, just, I don't know if it's like frustrated, but we just get a little bit bored if we can't find it quickly, because searching through so many leaves and trees doesn't seem as interesting for us. Look, this is not for thrill seekers. You're not gonna go on this huge adventure. If you're just doing the free version, then you're not gonna go into these extreme locations in order to find these caches. There's gonna be a lot of walking and hiking, and if you're not someone who enjoys that, then you might not enjoy this. I'm not someone who enjoys just walking around, and the experience of finding one of these caches feels more like a side quest than a main quest. It's something that I would do if there was something else I was doing anyways, but it's not the main reason why I would go out and go do something in the first place. It starts to get repetitive. Again, with the free version, it starts to get repetitive. It's kind of rinse and repeat. You go to the location, you find the thing, you sign the book, you leave something, and then you go walking again. The difficulty of the caches or the terrain isn't really that difficult, but also when looking for it also gets a little bit too difficult. I also seem to lose that attention for it anyways. So I don't know, maybe it's a lose-lose for me, but we did for about 4 hours and I could really feel it after the 2-hour mark. It wasn't exciting enough anymore. And the prizes aren't really exciting. I mean, you're not going there for the prizes. You're not going there to find something priceless, except you're that guy who loves that $5 Subway gift card. They're just knickknacks. They're just little things in there, but there is something about trying so hard to find something for about 15 minutes, and when you finally find it, you just find a couple of old stickers and an elastic in there. First time we were geocaching, we did not bring something to leave in the cache and then take something out. That definitely adds more to the experience as well. And now the pros. The first is that it's free and it can be in your local area. You just need to download it, make an account, and you can go. You can get started in 5 minutes if you want. What are you waiting for? You can do it right now. What are you doing inside? Get out of there. It always gives you something to do, especially as a family. If you're not too sure what you want to do, but you just want to get some air, load it up, just pick a spot and go. Because this is community run, the more that you're in a big city, you are going to find a lot of options for caches. We actually ran into people while we were geocaching, which was really exciting. Also because social interaction hasn't been as high lately because of reasons. The entry level to get started is really low and it gives you something to do outside. If you're someone who wants to start doing for walks, find walks very boring. Someone just wants to start getting exercise outside. Someone just wants to get some fresh air. This is very easy to do and it gives you a goal to achieve instead of just walking around. If you're at a new place, at a new park, or a new city, it gives you something to do to explore the area. We went to parks we've never been before and we looked through places that we've never been. It is also fun to step off of the main path while you're hiking or going for a walk. When you're going in those forests and you're kind of walking off and then all you do is you look at your phone and then veer off and go into the forest, people kind of look at you funny. But when you're bushwhacking and you're stepping outside of the main path, kind of looking through these trees, it does feel exciting, like you're looking for something that other people are just walking by and they have no idea. Some final thought bubbles that I'm going to try to manifest into actual words. Good luck me. It's a really cool thought that there are these secret treasure chests or these things hidden outside that people are just going to walk by or are never going to find. They could be paths in parks that they've walked by many times, but yet you never looked for these things. It feels like the city opens up and there's a secret community that you never knew about that is probably happening right in front of your eyes. It's one of the reasons why if Hogwarts did exist, I would definitely not find it. I wouldn't know it exists. There's a little box in my local Starbucks and I couldn't find that, and somehow there are these wizards with spells. How am I gonna find that out? It's easy to do, it's user-friendly, and it's free. It's a great thing to supplement an adventure you're kind of already doing, whether you're going for a hike, you're going for a walk, or you're discovering a new place. However, it does feel like a side quest, not a main quest. It's not something that I feel like I would go do specifically for it, but it's something that I would still have when I go to a new spot and maybe look. I can see why people love this. If you like scavenger hunts, if you are someone who's a little bit more list oriented, or someone who likes to challenge yourself by looking, like if you lost your keys and you don't get frustrated in the first minute and you actually enjoy looking for it, this is definitely something for you. I wish that there was something that I could keep, something that was a little bit more meaningful. Like when you play Pokemon Go, at least you get to keep these really cool Pokemon when you find it. Geocaching, they're starting to add badges and they're starting to have rewards when you find multiple things at different locations. But a virtual badge versus a virtual Charizard, it's just no contest. By geocaching, the location actually means way more than these virtual games. I'm very curious about the premium version. I wonder if I'm missing out on something. It's only $35 for the entire year, and I don't know if these secret caches in my local area are gonna be worth it. I'm hoping that maybe more of the extreme caches, not the more extreme in difficulty of looking, but more difficulty of the terrain, is gonna add a little bit more of that experience that I'm looking for. There are also some that have clues on it, so you have to solve the clue in order to help open or find the cache. You're like Batman trying to stop the Riddler. I think that'd be a little bit more exciting. If you've tried the premium version, I'd love to hear about it. I'm very curious on if what I'm looking for, I will find it here. Talking about saving money, I have links to Airbnb experiences and Groupon down below in order for you to save money if you're looking for adventures. I've also linked geocaching or anything else that pops up in my head that I think will help you with this experience. So that's my experience. Have you tried it? Are you going to try it now? What's the most extreme geocache that you have found if you have tried this? Let me know down below or on social media, and I will see you at the next adventure.